Gender creative parenting. What is it? Gender creative parenting is allowing kids to explore gender freely and openly without any social constructs forced upon them or trying to push them into boxes defined by society's expectations of gender based on anatomy. It means not forcing children to behave a certain way or look a certain way or play with certain things all because their biological appearance says that they should be doing that. In most cases, it is not assigning gendered language to children until they are old enough to express if gendered language is something that they want to go by. It is not raising our children as non-binary until they say otherwise. It is using non-gendered language because their gender is unknown. There is a difference.
You look ridiculous.
The only thing I have to say to the lady who looks like a green-feathered rooster is that when children claim to be a Spider-Man, a Power Ranger, the Incredible Hulk, whatever, we pass that off as, oh, it's a child. Children have wild imaginations, and that's it. It ends there. We're back. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you're all having an amazing day, and I hope you guys are ready for another tour of Clown World, because that is exactly where we're going in today's episode of Woke TikTok Fails.
TikTok is degenerate trash. Correct.
You know what woke means? It means you're a loser.
You are correct, sir. Anyway, thank you guys so much for coming back. A couple of things real quick. If I seem like I'm constipated or something's going on with me, I'm not constipated, but I pulled a muscle in my back really bad last night, so I am in a lot of pain. So if you notice me wincing or like kind of catching my breath, that's why. I've said this before, though. The show must go on, so we're going to plow through it. Also, the monitor behind me. It's our YouTube page there. And if you're not subscribed, go over and hit that subscribe button. Join the greatest community on the YouTubes. That is you guys. Anyway, moved some things around the house last night. I'm in a different room now. Got the monitor behind me. Temporary, so I figured I'd just throw that up for some background. I've said before, I want to get a green screen going. New mic, new camera. The whole nine. But right now, we're going to work with what we have. So there's that. Now, if you place your attention on the screen really quickly, this is extremely alarming because this is in a doctor's office in Canada. This is a doctor's office. Now, for our blind subscribers and people sitting way, way, way in the back, and pretty much everybody, it's hard to see, this is a sign in a doctor's office that says pronouns, and then it says, ask me my pronouns. Hi there, my name is blank, and I use blank pronouns. How can I help you today? Using and respecting pronouns creates inclusive and affirming spaces for everyone. Now, the most alarming thing is some of the pronouns on here aren't even real words. I mean, look at these ones on the top here. The one on the top of the blue says, I don't even know how to pronounce it. I-E-L? I-E-L? I don't know. Is that some Canadian word? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I-E-L-E-L. Then on the other side here, it says N-E-K-M, Neckum and Niggum. Neckum and Niggum. I don't...
That's not a word. Oh, boo-boo-boodia. That's not a word. Boo-boo-boodia.
Listen, now, I never claimed to be the brightest star in the sky, but so far as I know, those aren't even words. They're just made up. We've seen it plenty of times, but we're going to see it now, so I could be way off. Let me know if those are real words. You don't know anymore. And after the last 2 years, what happened? I'll speak for myself. I don't trust the medical establishment anymore. I don't. I know people whose doctors coerced them and actually were dishonest and lied to them about getting the Fauci sus. So I don't trust doctors anymore. All right, this says, we're going to get into it. I'm applying for university stuff and look. All right, let's see. All right, let's mute that. All right, so it says, all right, so the person says birth date, gender, pronouns, select one. So there's this giant and then right there it says neopronouns. I don't know. A, air, airs, air, self, fair, self, he, per, self, they, theirs, their, self.
What does any of that mean?
I don't know what it means. They don't know what it means. Now, the first thing, the sign that we saw in the doctor's office was just a bunch of nonsense on the board. The second one, you saw it. It was an application to university with just a bunch of made-up words. Oh, my back. And now, oh, jeez. The whole system's just collapsing. Here is a teacher telling us that we have to use the made-up words. Roll the film, please.
Happy Pride Month, friends. I've always considered myself to be an inclusive educator, but it's only been in the past few years that I put my words into actions. So at the start of a semester, I asked my students for their pronouns, a reminder that they are not preferred, but they are the pronouns that we should be addressing them by. And I also asked them to tell me if I can use their pronouns in front of the class, in front of other teachers, and when I call home, because everyone is in a different part of their journey, and we need to be able to respect that.
How about no?
That's my response to these people. No. First of all, she said, they're not their preferred pronouns, implying that they're not preferring to be called that. We have to call them that. And then continues on to say, we have to respect people at where they are in their journey. So we have to call. Really, lady. So if someone comes up to me and says, my name's so-and-so, and you have to call me Ayali or Neckum, or you have to call me they, there, or z, there, or a, air. Someone tells me that I have to respect them and call them by that. Do you think I'm going to say, okay, that sounds fun? Or do you think I'm going to say,
are you off your fucking meds or something?
Jesus. Oh, I get so heated up and my back's killing me. I got to relax a little bit. All right, so listen. Before we roll the next one here, I got to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, the sponsor of today's video. I'm very excited to have this person as a sponsor, and I got a little something to read here. Now, today's video is being brought to us by Tom Oakes. Tom Oakes, also known as the Apex Professor. And the reason I'm excited about having Tom as a sponsor is because this sounds like a fantastic program, and I'm going to read to you guys exactly what this is. So bear with me here. All right, so it's Tom, the Apex Professor. Now, and Tom, let me just tell you right up front, Tom recently got fired from his teaching job because he made a joke that most of these teachers we see on here didn't really like. So this is Tom's business. So let me tell you what Tom does. It says, I teach live classes on financial literacy, entrepreneurship, budgeting, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, and I teach kids how to identify predators online and how to avoid them. I teach teens and preteens, and parents usually sit in on my classes as well. I have a ton of great reviews from parents and even their kids. Visit the link to book a live online session and use my next link to check out and purchase my internet safety class that includes a free ebook. So that sounds fantastic, especially for a lot of these parents that are pulling their kids out of these the public schools that have just turned into giant indoctrination camps. So this sounds fantastic. So I'm going to put a link to Tom's course there, the Apex Professor, in the description box. If you have kids, if you have family members that have kids, if you're just more interested in learning about this and getting in touch with Tom, the link will be there. So once again, Tom Oakes, thank you so much for sponsoring today's video, sir. I think this is a fantastic program, and I'm very excited to be able to, give you a shout out and work with you here on hoping to get some people your way. So thank you so much again, Tom. If you would like to sponsor the next video and help support the channel, there is a PayPal link in the description box below, and I will say your full name as a sponsor of said video unless stated otherwise by you. Let's learn some more about neo-pronouns, I guess. Roll the film.
So I still use neo-pronouns, and that's not changing. But I have made a decision, which is that if for some reason you can't use neo-pronouns to refer to me, and you need a word that you already know how it fits into the English language, you may refer to me as it, its. They, them makes me super dysphoric. It, its is cool. Non-noun neo-pronouns are still my preferred, especially the ones that keep the E sound, like E or Z or V. But if you need a pronoun, like while you're learning those, or if for some reason neo-pronouns are inaccessible to you, then it, its. Of course, if you're not using my pronouns just because you don't want to or you think they're invalid, you can fuck right off. Thanks!
Go fuck yourself!
Ow. So you heard... So this fellow who looks like a preteen Andrew Dice Clay, the Dice Man cometh here, they don't want... This isn't optional. Like, this fella didn't say... could you please use my pronoun? Or they said, if you don't want to use my pronoun or you think that it's invalid, go F yourself. It's either comply, call me what I tell you to call me, or go F. There's no, yeah. And listen, so you heard it, jump through hoops and neo-pronouns, and it's these people want us, like I said, to jump through all these hoops just to call them a pronoun?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
And all I gotta say is, if these people are gonna have, if we're gonna have problems if I don't comply with their newspeak, I mean, I guess we're gonna have problems then, right? Let's keep it moving. All right, so we'll be ending it soon, guys. But listen, if you made it this far, give yourselves a round of applause, a pat on the back. You guys know I can't do this alone, so thank you so much for sticking it out with me. Like I said, even though I'm a lame duck here, the show must go on. This is my happy place, coming here with you guys. So I said at the beginning, I apologize if I'm acting a little awkward or off. So Trump derangement syndrome's real. Donald Trump broke people's brains. Between Trump and then the in the last 2 years, people's brains have completely broken. I have an uncle like this, Trump derangement syndrome to the fullest. Won't let people that haven't got the Fauci sauce up to his lake house. It's crazy. It's crazy. So this is the result of TDS, Trump derangement syndrome. Roll the film.
I don't know if I'm being a bit extreme with this, but prior to 2016, I go in the supermarket and there's a person next to me. The clerk who checked me out. Go to the doctor's office, talk to the receptionist, the doctor, go to the dentist, get my car fixed. I had no issue. Now, 2022, I'm looking at the receptionist at the doctor's office and wondering if she's a Trump supporter. I'm wondering if my mechanic voted for Trump. I don't want you fixing my motherfucking car, right? At the supermarket, the cashier who's ringing me through, did you vote for Trump? Because I don't want you ringing my shit up. My dentist, don't be drilling me, bitch, if you voted for Trump. Is anybody else like me?
Oh, shut up, silly woman.
And the crazy thing is, guys, is that the stuff that has come out about former Vice President Joe Biden with his son's laptop, his daughter's diary, and everything he's done to the country, I don't go places and wonder if that person voted for Biden, if that person voted. And we could say, oh, did you vote for Joe Biden? Because you're the people responsible for exactly what's happening. You're the people responsible for the destruction of this country. You voted for the man that's in power, and he's this and he's that. But we're not vile, disgusting creatures like this. So let's keep it moving. Okay, another white liberal woman talking about privilege. I wonder if she's going to mention privilege where the people can commit crimes, get away with it, or the certain people that you can't tell, comedians can't tell jokes about, nobody can talk down about. Roll the film.
Would you be able to answer this question on one of my tests for social psychology? Simple essay question after going through privilege, what privilege is, giving examples of privilege, explaining how there are different types of privilege, like white privilege, male privilege, Christian privilege, able-bodied privilege, thin privilege, cisgender privilege, straight privilege, and others. All right, so simple question I ask my students, essay question. Tell me one way that you have privilege. Tell me one type of privilege you have. Well, my makeup is all over the place today. All right. It still is. Anyway, I always am a mess. Tell me what kind of privilege you have. Explain how it's an example of privilege, and say how your life would be different if you didn't have that particular type of privilege. Would you be able to answer that question? Can you come up with a type of privilege you have? Are you able to say out loud and admit to yourself and to the world that you have that privilege? Because one thing I find is my students don't. Even when I have clearly explained what privilege is and how it doesn't mean your life has been easy, it doesn't mean you're a bad person if you have privilege, and still they just go, oh no, I don't know. No, I don't have any privilege. The test question, a lot of students will leave it blank. It could be for a variety of reasons, not necessarily because they, don't understand or don't take the class seriously or anything. But I get weak ass answers, like, oh, well, I've got strong privilege. I've got smart privilege. You know, I'm like, you could have said you had white privilege. You could have said you had male privilege. At the very least, you know, because I'll have some students, they're like, look, I am a black transgender individual. I don't have a whole lot of privilege. I'm like, okay, now think about your life. Think about certain advantages that you have that you probably didn't notice that you have. And an example I often go with, I say, you know,
I've got more sins than a Chinese phone book.
So I apologize. I let that play far too long, and it went on for another, I think, 2.5 minutes. This lady was just rambling on about white privilege and male privilege. Listen, I have American privilege. I have the privilege of being born in the greatest country in the world, where, you know, we have a Constitution, a Bill of Rights. It's all being trampled on now, and I realize that's privilege that a lot of these other countries don't have. But besides that, I'm not listening to any of the other nonsense she was spouting about. Oh, what do we have here? Another rooster-looking person. Roll the film. Do you feel like?
Feel like abortion should be illegal?
No, absolutely not. They should definitely be legal. I wish I was aborted sometimes.
The hell are you supposed to be?
Moving right along. Okay, this teacher thinks that she's saving, I guess I don't know, can't tell anymore, is saving lives by being an openly queer. Now, it says she's an openly queer teacher. Your role as a teacher is important, but the rest of it's all nonsense. Check this out. Roll the film.
So let's talk about how important my role as a queer teacher, an openly queer teacher in the classroom is. And by my role as an openly queer teacher, I am a teacher, I come to school, I teach the kids English. I also just happen to not hide the fact that I'm queer. I don't sit here and talk about my sexual exploits in the classroom. I don't sit here and, tell them they all have to be gay or trans or else I'll fail them. I simply tell them I'm non-binary, I'm biromantic, and I use they, them pronouns. But by being an openly queer teacher who is accepting of other queer people, of students who are queer, I'm literally saving children's lives. And it's no stretch of the word. Literally, I am saving children's lives.
Surely you can't be serious.
This teacher thinks that because he is a queer teacher, that she's literally saving lives. These people are so narcissistic and just self-indulged in it. It's sad. It's sad. Keep it moving. All right, guys, we're wrapping it up on this one. I stuck it out longer than I thought I would with my back, but now it's time to we'll put a heating pad or something on that. It's acting up. Anyway, so we're gonna wrap it up. This is just another one of Society's Decay videos that I've showed you guys a million times. Anyway, I want to say once again, Thomas Oakes, the Apex Professor, thank you guys. So thank you, sir. Thank you so much again for sponsoring today's video, and I'm real excited to have you be the video sponsor because I think your program's excellent, and I hope some people reach out to you. Once again, all you guys that stuck it out this far, thank you. Love you guys. Couldn't do it without you. So this is, I don't know, they're so emboldened, these criminals now. They don't even put masks over their faces anymore when they commit crimes. So anyway, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Till next time. Love you guys. Peace.
Our diversity is our strength. And I say to them, our diversity is our strength.
Our diversity, it is still and always will be one of our greatest strengths.
Our diversity is one of our greatest strengths.
That when all of God's children come together, we're going to show you that our diversity is our strength.
We share an innate understanding that our diversity is an enormous strength. And you ain't black. Chocolate chip. Eat some chocolate chip.